Okay, students, now we will discuss solutions. Lesson 1. You might have already observed in online classes given by the combination of three societies, of course. So anyhow, it is my duty to explain the solutions to our students separately. So I am explaining once again. You might have gone through the basics of solutions in the lower classes, that is in 10th class or 9th class, and first year also some of the concepts. Okay, so we will again discuss briefly. Right, what is a solution? Solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. It is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. So, solution is a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. So this is the definition of a solution. Okay. So what is a homogeneous mixture? What is a homogeneous mixture? Take a solution in which only two components are present. If two components are present, then that solution is called binary solution. If three components are present, then it is called a tertiary solution. If four components are present, it is called ternary solution. If more number of components are present, it is called a polynory solution. So based on the number of components, solutions are classified like this. Of course, now we will discuss only the binary solutions in which only two components are present. In these two components, the component present in lesser quantity is called a solute, and the component which is present in larger quantity is called a solvent. For example, if we take a glucose solution, which one is lesser quantity? Glucose is lesser quantity, so it is solute. Glucose is solute. We are adding glucose to water, so water is in more quantity, so it is called a solvent. So in binary solution, the substance that is present in lesser quantity is called solute, and the substance that is present in more quantity or larger quantity is called a solvent. Right? So we will discuss binary solutions. Right? So here a homogeneous mixture of two or more substances. These substances may be in three types of physical states, that is gas, liquid and solid. Based on the physical state of a solute and solvent, these solutions are classified into three types. They are gaseous solutions, liquid solutions, solid solutions. In gaseous solutions, the solvent is gas. Okay? In liquid solutions, the solvent is liquid. In solid solutions, the solvent is solid. Okay? So, in gaseous solutions, solvent must be a gas. That means the other three may be either gas or liquid or solid. In this way, each type of solution is again divided into three types. That means a total of 9 types of solutions are present based on physical states of the components. Okay? Right. Of course, based on the nature of the solvent, if solvent is water, it is called aqueous solution. If solvent is alcohol, it is called alcoholic solution. If it is benzene, it is called benzene solution. Okay. So, in that way, based on the solvent, these are again divided into different types. Okay. Now we will discuss these 9 types of solutions one by one with example. So gaseous solutions, gas in gas type of solution. Example air. We know that air is a mixture of large number of gases. Mainly it contains around 79% of nitrogen and around 19 plus point 19 point plus 19 point something percentage of oxygen, and the remaining are argon and other gases like water vapor, carbon dioxide. Okay, so like this. So if we take the major components in air, the major components are nitrogen and oxygen, both are gases. Okay, in the same way, liquid in gas type of solution. So solute is liquid and a solvent is gas. Example for this one is fog or mist, etc. Okay, so in fog, water droplets are present in air. Air is a gas and water droplets, they are liquid. So liquid in gas type of solution is fog. Next, solid in gas type of solution. So solute must be solid and solvent must be a gas. So for example, take smoke. In smoke, small carbon particles are spread in air. So air is in gaseous state and carbon particles are in solid state. So smoke or camphor in air or camphor in nitrogen. Okay. So this is another example. Of course, it is not a true solution because we can't say that smoke is a homogeneous mixture. In the definition, we said a solution is a homogeneous mixture. Okay. Next, liquid solutions. Gas in liquid type of solution, liquid in liquid type of solution, solid in liquid type of solution. Gas in liquid type of solution. For this one, example is soda water. In soda water, SO2 is dissolved in H2O. SO2 is a gas, H2O is a liquid. So this is gas in liquid type of a solution. Liquid in liquid type of solution. Example, ethyl alcohol and water. Ethyl alcohol is a liquid and water is also a liquid. Okay. So well, it is liquid in liquid type of solution. Of course, it is a homogeneous mixture because hydrogen bonds are present between ethyl alcohol and water. Okay. Next, solid in liquid type of solutions. Solid in liquid. Of course, we are observing so many solutions of this type. Glucose in water. Glucose in water, or sugar in water, or salt in water, or we are using so many aqueous solutions in our laboratory. Okay, right. Solid solutions. These are again 3 types. They are gas in solid, liquid in solid, and solid in solid. Example for gas in solid type of solution. Hydrogen occluded palladium. Palladium is a solid and hydrogen is a gas. When hydrogen is passed over palladium, first it occupies the surface of palladium and gradually it goes into the bulk. This process is called occlusion. Okay, so that is meant by hydrogen occluded palladium. You may go through this one in surface chemistry. Adsorption, absorption, if both take place, it is called sorption. Right? Next, liquid in solid type of solutions. Example, amalgams. Amalgams are nothing but they are alloys of mercury. Alloys of mercury are called amalgams. Okay. So what is an alloy? It is a homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals. Mercury is a metal and other zinc, sodium, magnesium, these are also metals. But mercury is in liquid state and other metals are in solid state. So especially, so mercury alloys are called amalgams. Zinc amalgam, sodium amalgam, magnesium amalgam, etc. Okay, solid in solid type. Of course, already we mentioned that one. Alloys. Alloys are homogeneous mixture of 2 or more metals. Example, brass. Okay, in brass, copper and zinc are present. Both are solids. Okay, and 22 carats gold. Pure gold is called 24 carat gold. Okay, to make it ornament or to convert it into ornament, some copper is mixed. This is called 22 karat gold. Okay, so here copper is solid and gold is also solid. So solid and solid type of solution. So this is the classification of solution into different types. Okay, next, expressing the concentration of solution. What is meant by concentration? What is meant by concentration? We use the words in Telugu as chikkaga palachaga. Chikkaga palachaga. What does chikkaga means? Chikkaga means water. In water, the other substance is present in large excess. Large excess. Okay. In the same way, what is meant by palachaga? That means the water is more and the component which is present or dissolved in water is very less. That is called paluchaga or palchaga. It is diluted. It is also known as diluted. Okay, we have sameta like మంది ఎక్కువైతే మజ్జిగ పలుచనవుతుంది. మంది ఎక్కువైతే, నాట్ మందు, మంది. మంది means population or number of persons. If number of persons increases, what happens? To serve all the persons, we add some water. When we add some water, the water quantity is more and the curd particles are very less. That is meant by మంది ఎక్కువైతే మజ్జిగ పలుచనవుతుంది. So this chikkana palchana, this is expressing the concentration of solution. Okay, so it depends on the quantity of solute present in given amount of solution. That is concentration. Concentration is the amount of solute present in definite amount of solution. That is concentration. To express this concentration, మంది ఎక్కువైతే మజ్జిగ పలుచనవుతుంది. ఎంత పలుచనైంది, ఎంత చిక్కగా ఉంది. Okay, so this question ఎంత, that is expressed in different terms. So the terms of expressing concentration. Expressing concentration. Concentration of a solution. Expressing the concentration of solution. 1. Mass by mass percentage or mass percentage. Mass percentage. It is also known as W by W percentage. What is meant by W by W percentage? Weight of solute present per 100 grams of solution is called mass percentage of that solution. So what is the formula for mass percentage of solution? It is nothing but, so weight of solute by weight of solution, weight of solute by weight of solution, percentage, when we say percentage, into 100. Weight of solute by weight of solution, okay, into 100. So this is the formula for weight percentage. Of course, there will be no units and it is temperature independent. Weight does not change with the temperature, so it does not depend on temperature. This term does not depend on temperature, and it has no units because, okay, in numerator weight and denominator is also weight is present. So if we take it as in grams, it also taken in grams. So grams cancel out. There will be no units. This is an important one. Next, second one, volume by volume percentage or volume percentage. Volume percentage. V by V percentage. So how to define V by V percentage? It is the volume of solute present in 100 ml of the solution. It is volume of solute in ml present in 100 ml of the solution. That is the definition. Or if we take formula, volume of solute in ml by volume of solution in ml into 100, because we took it as percentage. Right. Third one, mass by volume percentage. Mass by volume percentage, or it is m by v percentage. M by v percentage. Of course, volume percentage is also has no units, because ml cancel out, right? Next, mass by volume percentage. So weight of solute. So mass means weight. Weight of solute present per 100 ml of the solution. 100 ml. That means we are taking volume of the solution. So weight of solute present in 100 ml of the solution is called mass by volume percentage. Or if we take formula, mass, that is weight of solute in general in grams by volume of a solution. Volume of a solution in general we take in ml into, when we say percentage, into 100. Okay. Of course, it has units. Its units are grams per ml or grams per liter. Grams per ml or grams per liter. And it is temperature dependent. When volume is given, it is temperature dependent. Okay. Next, another term to express the concentration of solution is ppm, parts per million parts. When the solute is present in very lesser quantity, then we take it we take the concentration of the solution as ppm, parts per million parts. Or if we take the formula, parts of solute by parts of total number of parts of solute by total number of parts of solution, into 10 power 6 million. 10 power 6 means million. So parts per million parts, that is ppm. Right? Of course, it is taken when the solute is very tracer quantity. Tracer amounts of solute is present in the solution. Of course, it has no units again. It has no units. Next one, molarity. What is molarity? Number of gram moles of solute present per liter of solution at a given temperature. That is the definition of molarity. Number of moles of solute, number of gram moles of a solute present per liter of solution. That means we have to take a volume of solution in liters. Okay? Or that is equal to number of moles of solute by number of moles of solute. Number of moles of solute by volume of solution in liters. If volume is given in ml, volume of a solution in ml, if it is given in ml, we convert into liters by dividing 1000. That 1000 goes okay into numerator. Or number of moles. How will you get number of moles? Number of moles is equal to weight by gram molecular weight of solute. Okay, weight of solute by gram molecular weight of solute into 1000 by V in ml. Okay, so this is about molarity, right? Weight by gram molecular weight into 1000 by V in ml. Of course. So if we take units of molarity, grams per number of moles, mole per liter of a solution, mole per liter of a solution, and it is temperature dependent because the volume of solution is given, so it is temperature dependent. So as it is temperature dependent, we must include the temperature in the definition at a given temperature, that should be mentioned. So this is molarity, and if molarity is 1 for a solution, say molarity of NaOH is 1, molarity of NaOH is equal to 1, then we call it as 1 molar NaOH solution. 1 molar NaOH solution. Molar, M-O-L-A-R. Right? Next, another term to explain the concentration of solution is molality. Molality. L-I-T-Y. Okay, here R-I-T-Y, here L-I-T-Y. Molality. Next, how to define molality of a solution? How to define the molality of a solution? Right? So, molality is equal to number of gram moles of solute present in 1 kg of solvent. Okay? Number of moles of solute present in 1 kg of solvent. Okay, here it is volume of solution. We are taking weight of solvent. Okay, solution means solute plus solvent. Here we are taking only solvent. So we can take the formula of molality as number of gram moles of or number of moles of solute, number of moles of solute by weight of solvent, not solution, weight of solvent in kg. That is the formula. Or number of moles. How will you get number of moles? Weight of solute by gram molecular weight of solute by volume weight of solvent in kgs. Or if it is given in grams, that becomes W by weight of solvent in grams. Okay. So this is weight of solute. Small w is weight of solute. Here weight of solvent. Right. If we take units for molality.